Hey guys, what's going on? BOJoeKO here, and we are back with our Columbus Blue Jackets GM mode, getting ready to start what should be a very interesting trade deadline here. We are currently at 30, 27, and 5. We turned our season around, but then kind of hit a little bit of a rough patch here. So we know we're definitely going to be looking to make a big blockbuster trade here at the trade deadline. There's lots of really big names on the market with Datsuk, Cronwall, Zetterberg, both of the Sedin twins. So I think I will show you guys exactly what we're going to be doing at this trade deadline. But first, we should sim this game for Detroit, and then we'll go into the trade deadline and see if we can get a trade done. So let's simulate this game here. Oscar Dansk is in the net. Let's see if we can get a win over Detroit. That would be huge here. Get a win over Detroit and a 3-0 shutout win for Dansk. Good. Okay, so we got the win there. And now we have two phones to work with. And let's make a deal done. So I was thinking long and hard about it, boys, about what I would want to do here. A bunch of you guys were telling me to go get a first-line center. So there are two really good centers that we possibly could go after for here. One of them would be Pavel Datsuk, 92 overall center. He's not having the greatest year, 46 points and minus 18 for Datsuk, 12 goals, 34 assists. We do need still somebody to help out with the goal scoring, but we also still need somebody who can put the puck in the net every now and then. So Datsuk still has the capability to get it done. He still has 4 stars even at 37 years old. He could retire next year, which is a possibility, even though he has 2 years left on his contract. Well, he's probably not going to retire if he has 2 years left on his deal, so we'll have him for 1 more year. But I would need to retain Cap from Detroit, and since they're a rival, I don't know if Detroit would want to make a trade with us. Now, if we go over to the Vancouver Canucks side of things, where both of the Sedin twins are on the table, I was thinking about getting Daniel Sedin because he is the sniper, and he's supposed to be the person who's getting goals, but he hasn't been doing anything really this season. He only has 17 goals for 35 points. But if we take a look at Henrik Sedin, who is a first-line center, something we need on this team, and he has 52 points in 63 games, only 16, almost the exact same amount or more goals than Daniel does, 36 assists for 52 points, who is kind of on pace to maybe get another high 70-point season, and he is actually he could fill out that first line center spot that we need. A lot of you guys are saying, like I said, you need that first line center. Like I said, the only problem is the years left, but I'll show you guys in a minute why that actually might not be a total bad thing if we can retain some cap for it. So I think I made my decision here, boys. I'm going to go after Henrik Sedin from the Vancouver Canucks, get ourselves that first line center, and let's see if we can get it done. So Henrik Sedin going onto the table for the Vancouver Canucks. Now, let's take a look here at what we could possibly trade away to the Vancouver Canucks. Now, if we take a look at our prospect pool, we know we can give away some forwards here because we're very, very deep in forward prospects. We want to sort of keep our defensive prospects. So, like guys like Roland McCowan, Murray, Jack Johnson, Bryson Martin, DeHaan's staying. Now, I was thinking about maybe trading him if he wasn't going to get a jump, but he jumped so much this year. There's no way I'm trading Calvin DeHaan right now. Seeloff stays, Eriksson, DeKaiser, Savard, Honka, Martinez, Schuster, all these guys will stay because they're our prospect defensemen. So we definitely can give away some of our forward prospects. So McDavid's not going anywhere because McDavid could possibly turn out to be that first-line center that we need maybe a year or two down the line, probably more like 2 years down the line. Who knows? He could get a big jump next year and be our first-line center, and then Henrik Sedin might get dropped down to the second line, which actually wouldn't be all too bad, but he's definitely staying on our team. With trade value that big, no way McDavid's going over. Kane's staying, Johansson's staying. Bjorkstrand is going to stay. I was thinking about maybe sending him off, but I think I would rather send somebody else off, and that would be William Nylander. Now, I know a bunch of you guys might be hating me for this, hating me for it. 4.5 gold star prospects, super Swedish sniper. But to be all honest, this guy has not really jumped all too much in the past couple of years. I mean, he's 19. I don't know if he'll be ready in time by the time for a roster spot, because by the time Nylander possibly gets ready, McDavid will be on the roster. Bjorkstrand will probably be on the roster because he's having a pretty damn good. Well, he's not having the best year in the minor series. He only has 11 points. Well, Nylander, I think, has 17, but still, Bjorkstrand has the gold star, so you know he's get the green star, so you know he's going to get pretty good. Um, and then Mutre is also going to be another guy who I'm thinking about putting in this offer. Barbashev's staying, Jenner's staying, Atkinson, Kuznetsov, Christo Gudobin staying, Tambellini, and Anisimov. Because, like I said, if we look at all those players that could possibly get up to our NHL team before Nylander and Mutre do, we have guys like Matt Calvert, Carroll, Reichel, Tambellini, Sprong, Gudobin, like a bunch of these. Carroll and Tambellini are the two-way forward and the grinder, and Mutre is a power forward. So I know we can give away Nick Mutre here, even though he's 4 gold stars. He's a power forward. We don't need Mutre when we have a guy like Kirby Reichel, who is pretty much almost the exact same age, 1 year older, and he'll be ready to go definitely next year because he's a depth forward, 4.5 gold star. So he'll be ready to go. So we know we can put Nick Mutre on our on the trading block as well. And then Nylander, Bjorkstrand's definitely, I think, will be the better sniper turnout than Nylander does. I don't know. I've seen my fair share of GM modes where Nylander just doesn't get better in this game. It might come back to bite me in the ass if we're it's not really going to bite me in the ass because we're sending them off to the Western Conference anyway. Vancouver's going to get some nice prospects from this, but it's what we need on this team. We need a first line center, and Sedin's going to be done. So, as much as you guys might hate me for it, I'm putting Nick Mutre and going to trade away William Nylander to get Henrik Sedin. So, we have to take a player back here. Let's get Kevin Westgarth. Why not? All right. Is there anything else the Vancouver Canucks maybe I could take prospect-wise? Lemieux. Then they have Goulet and Castles. Castles might not be a bad prospect to get. 60 overall, 20 years old, 3.5 red stars. Yeah, I'll see if I can pick up Cole Castles. All right, now here's the issue here. I'm gonna retain cap, so I know I want to put the Vancouver Canucks over a little bit. So I'm gonna put my second for next year. I'll give him my I'll give him my 6th, my 7th, and my second for the next year, just to get rid of everything. So I still do have my first round pick for this year, just in case I need to use that for anything. Now let's retain some cap for Sedin. Now, considering that they want to trade both of the Sedins away, I know that they're going to want to retain some cap. So Sedin is still like 87 overall, correct? Okay, so 87 overall. I'm kind of thinking back towards when I had David Backes in Dallas as my second line center, who was making about 5.5 mil. So 2 mil, like I said, 3 mil is asking a bit too much. I don't think they're going to retain 3 mil off of, Sedin's salary, because that'll be Sedin only be making 4 mil. 5 mil I think is a reasonable offer because I'll show you guys maybe after this or when we get to the off season. We have a lot of cap room, and we do not need to sign any big names next year. Because then once Sedin is pretty much probably dropping in overalls, he'll be on the last year of his contract, and then we could maybe sign him or trade him away at the trade deadline next year, or at the draft next year as well. So we can make up our mind what we want to do with Sedin. The salary is easily manageable. So let's try this. Nick Mutre, William Nylander, and a second-round pick for Henrik Sedin with a retained cap of 2 mil from the Vancouver Canucks, Westgarth, and Cole Castles. If it doesn't go through for 2 mil, I'll lower it down to 1.5, and if that doesn't go through, I'll take off Castles, and I'll just be happy with it. All right, so let's do this. Mutre, Nylander in a second for 2 mil retained from Henrik Sedin. Will this go through? No, it didn't. This deal would work for the Vancouver Canucks, but in our current situation, we are not comfortable retaining the salary cap you are asking us to keep. We are rejecting this deal. Okay, so 2 mil might be a little bit much. We'll try 1.5. All right, so we want to give up William Nylander, Mutre, our 6th, our 7th, and a 2nd for next year to Vancouver. That's the problem. They don't want Nylander and Mutray. That's the one thing. But I think we can get it through. For Henrik Sedin, Westgarth, and Cole Castles. And we'll retain, I'll ask them to retain 1.5 this time. So he'll be making 5.5 mil, which is kind of reasonable for a first line center of Sedin's age and overall. So Nylander, Mutray in a 2nd for Henrik Sedin with 1.5 cap retain. Will this one go through? No. Okay, so all right, I think what we'll do, we'll take off Castles. That might be a little bit too much for asking here. All right, so let's see what there's a lot of trades going on right now. Okay, so we got Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay making some moves. They got Braden Coburn, Mark Streit, and a 3rd-round pick from Philly in exchange for Blake Clark and Brandon Profit. Okay, so Philly. Trevor Daley and Colton Skeever go to Pittsburgh from Dallas in exchange for Scott Harrington and a 1st from Pittsburgh. Interesting. All right, so let's go try it one more time. We're not going to include Castles. All right, so let's go. Henrik Sedin. I'm still going to keep that cap, though. 1.5. And where's Westgarth? Westgarth. In exchange for Nylander, Mutray, 6th, 7th, and a 2nd. All right. Like I said, it's giving up a lot here, boys. It's giving up a lot, but we need that first line center. So Nylander, Mutray, and a 2nd for Henrik Sedin, still with that 1.5 or salary cap retain. Will this go through? Yes, it did. I'm happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Vancouver Canucks, and we consider it a done deal. So there we go, boys. Henrik Sedin, the new first line center for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Nylander and Mutray gone. Mutray I'm fine with, but that Nylander deal might be a little bit hurt in the future. So who knows what will happen with that. So we're going to edit our lines now. And let's go for best lines here. So they want Eberle, Henrik Sedin, and Patrick Kane on the first line. Okay. Kuznetsov, Johansson, and Atkinson. Then Dubinsky, Hodgson, Christo, Como, Terrell, and Trop. I think there's somebody who's being sat. It would be Anisimov. Anisimov's being sat. Okay. In exchange for... you know what? I think I'm going to load up that first line. No, I'm going to do something here. Because I still want Anisimov to play. I don't want Hodgson playing 3rd line time. Even though that would stack up the 3rd line, I don't want Hodgson playing 3rd line. I kind of want him playing 2nd line. Alright, so who is the better face-off? Johansson or Hodgson? Okay, Johansson has the better things here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm fine with moving Kuznetsov down to the 3rd. I'm fine with that. Atkinson's having the better year than Eberle is. So, if Eberle can't work, if Eberle seems to work with Johansson, so if we put Hodgson next to Eberle as well, that might get him going. Put Cam Atkinson on the first line to work with Sedin and Kane, because he's still having the better year. He's getting the goals scored. We'll move Kuznetsov down to the 3rd line to play with Dubinsky. We'll let Dubinsky take face-offs, and we'll let Christo still stay down there. And I think we will scratch Blake Como, because he's not really having the greatest year. So we'll scratch Blake Como, and we will throw Alec Martinez back in there. Dan Terrell, he has been playing 3rd line time, though, all year. He might get promoted back down to the 4th. Unless we want to move Christo down to the 4th. Now, we'll leave Christo down in the 3rd to get some scoring in there. Woo, I don't know why I put Alec Martinez in there. I wanted to scratch Alec Martinez and play Anisimov instead of Blake Como. Yeah, Blake Como scratched. Okay, so we'll put Anisimov in there. Well, what's Anisimov's face-offs at? 75. Terrell's at 72. Trop we could still keep down there. Atkinson, Sedin, Kane, Hodgson, Johansson, Eberle, Kuznetsov, Dubinsky, Christo, Anisimov, Terrell, Trop. You know what? I'm kind of fine with that. I don't know how I feel about Dan Terrell's had enough experience throughout the year playing on that third line, so we can drop him down to the fourth. That's fine. Now it's Sedin. Everybody just gets bumped down the line. Kustensov's the only one that hurts, but now he has a sniper to work with in Christo, so it's not like he's losing anybody. So Murray, Johnson, DeHaan, DeKaiser, Seeloff, and Eriksson, good. Power play now: Kane, Sedin, Eberle, DeHaan, and Murray. Kustensov, Johansson, and Atkinson. Okay. I'll still leave the power play lines the same. Sedin, Kane, Johansson, Eberle. Sedin could be maybe a possibly good penalty killer now. Yep, that's exactly where they have him on the second line penalty kill. Terrell and Dubinsky. Yep, Sedin and Eberle. Okay. DeHaan's defensive category got better now, right? Yeah, it got a little bit better, so he can do penalty kill. 3-man penalty kill. Yep. 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 Kane, Sedin, Bobrovsky, Dansk. We still want Dansk playing in there, though. Because, whoops. Offense. Okay, we got to fill in 2 guys here. We can, on the AHL guys. So, Tom Pyatt, you can play. Oh, did I put Jenner somewhere? What the hell? Oh, Jenner. Wow, that's a glitch. Pyatt. There you go. And then, who else isn't playing? Forward-wise, Judry, Sakaris, Ella Hardy. Who's the highest overall guy? Judry. We can play Judry. Put Judry back on there since he is a center. And Pyatt, we can move up to the... we can move him up to the third line. Boyce can get demoted. Pyatt, Carroll, and Bjorkstrand. That's fine with me. Power play... Yep. Yep. Just checking here to see if anybody was where they needed to be. Nope. Nope. That's good. That's good. That's fine. Ortio, let me just see. 4-on-4 lines. Yep, that's good. 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 Shootouts. Fine. Good. Okay, we're fine. Alright, I think that's where we're going to leave it as, boys. And I think we can, yeah, we can do some simulating here. So there is still some more trades going on right now. Ottawa gets Zach Phillips and Tyler Grajovic from Minnesota in exchange for Alesh Hemsky. And then the big trade of the day, possibly William Nylander, Nick Mutre, and a second-round pick going to the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for Henrik Sedin. So, big trade there from Columbus, making a splash. We want to make the playoffs this year, boys. That's our goal. We want to make the playoffs. We're making the playoff push. That's what we're going to do. Hopefully Sedin will help us out. And hopefully these new lines here. Let's see. Ooh, wow, look at that deal. Vancouver's just dishing out players. Vancouver got Lucas Lesio and a first-round pick from the Phoenix Coyotes in exchange for Ryan Kessler. So Phoenix gets Ryan Kessler in a deal. Derek Morris is being placed on waivers, minor league top 6. He's 37 years old. No, thank you. Phoenix, that's fine by me. And look at that. We get to play Vancouver first game back. All right, so we have a lot of tough games here. Dansk, I believe, is in the net. I'm just going to double-check it one more time. Yes, he is. Oscar Dansk still starting. He's on a 2-game win streak, so let's roll him. He's coming off a shutout. So let's keep rolling with him. 1 game at a time. See if we can finish up this month here. 1 game at a time, boys. 1 game at a time. Got a new first-line center now, Henrik Sedin. See if everything can click together. All right, so Daniel didn't get traded. Kessler got traded. And first game against the Vancouver Canucks, we get a 4-2 win, and Oscar Dansk is on a 3-game winning streak. So nicely done. All right, boys. Now's the time to kick it in the high gear. We got some ground to make up in the Eastern Conference. Let's see if we can do it. So Carolina, they're a tough team here. Back-to-back home and home, 4-1 win. All right, I'm gonna keep playing Dansk. I'm gonna run with the kid. Oscar, this is your time to shine, bud. All right, 3-1 loss. Not a problem there. Went on a 4-game winning streak. So I'll replace you. Put Bob back in for 2 losses for him. And let's continue to go here. 38, 28, and 5. Okay. Atkinson's still not getting any goals there, but it looks like we are scoring some goals in the past couple games. All right, Bobrovsky, big game here. Calgary's really good. Calgary's a good team. Let's see here. 2-1 win. Nicely done. Big win there, boys. Big win. Atkinson got a goal. All right, so that's good. Get Cam Atkinson a goal. Get him back on the scoring track. All right, Buffalo. We're going to take it slow at a time, too. Buffalo, here we go. They're under 500 team. We should be able to beat these guys. Come on. 1-0 loss. Was that overtime? I don't think so. I think it was regulation. All right, come on, boys. Get the goal scoring back on track now. We're not scoring that many goals as I would like, but we need to kickstart. All right, Edmonton here. Come on, Bob. Bounce back. There you go. 6-5 win. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, San Jose. Atkinson got another goal. Kane has 40 assists. All right, San Jose. Like I said, they're a good team. Come on, boys. Let's go. Get a big win here. 2-1 win. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right. Keep it going. 36, 29, and 5. We're getting some wins here. We've only lost, I think, maybe 2 games so far, so that's good. Anaheim, they're under 500. Come on, big win. 1-0 loss. That one was an overtime loss. Okay, so we did get a point out of Anaheim for that one. I'm going to switch Bobrovsky out, put Dansk in. Okay, we'll keep it going here. Yeah, we'll simulate up to the San Jose game, and we'll check out the standings where we're at. 36, 29, and 6. It's decent. We've gotten only two, I think, regulation losses in there, but we've gotten a lot of wins. So if we check out the standings, we are at 78 points, which is the final wild card spot. Jersey is chasing us. They're pretty much the only team we have to worry about right now, and we're playing a lot of Western Conference teams, so kind of our destiny is in our own hands right now. We just got to keep winning games here. So San Jose, they're a good team. Dansk is in the net. Get a big win here, 2-1. Thank you, Oscar. Whew. Trust my super Swede. All right, Detroit. Trusting in my super Swede to get it done. All right, so Sedin now taking over the lead in assists. So him and Patrick Kane both have around 40 assists. But once again, not judging Sedin's pointage because he's getting most of his points from Vancouver. But back-to-back games here. So Dansk, come on, give me a win here against Detroit. Give me a win here against Detroit, Dansk. Come on. 5-2 win. Nicely done, Oscar. Keep it going. Winnipeg. Come on, 2-1 win. Oh, my God. Oscar Dansk. Oscar Dansk is just taking the team on his back right now. He is putting in work. Oscar Dansk putting in work. 39, 29, and 6. That's what I'm talking about. Let's keep checking up on the standings. 84 points now. And we've, I don't know. I don't think we can catch anybody in our division. I mean, still, New York Rangers and Pittsburgh are still within closing distance, but look at that. We've gotten a 4-point lead over Montreal and Ottawa now in the wild card race. Jersey's still 3 points behind us, so we can easily lose it, but we just got to keep winning games. Keep winning games, boys. Come on, Oscar Dansk. Give me another win here, bud. Give me another win. Give me another win. All right, 1-0 loss. That was regulation. All right, so don't worry about it. I'm not going to blame you for that. No offense to get you some support there in Nashville. Don't worry about it. Bobrovsky will come back in here. So, New York Rangers game. This is a big game here. It's a big game. We're going to keep going. We're going to simulate till the end here. Don't know how many more games we have left. Let's see. We got one. We have 2, 6, 7 games left. All right, this is crunch time now. Crunch time now, boys. Come on. Well, Bobrovsky gets these 2 games regardless. So, New York Rangers, come on. Come on, Columbus. Get a win here. Get a win here against the Rangers. Come on, Bob. 1-0 win. Nice. Nice shutout for Bob. And Philly, they're way under 500. Come on. Come on, come on, Bob. 4-1 win. Yes. Bobrovsky, we trust. In Bobrovsky, we trust. Back-to-back wins off of that loss. That's a great way to bounce back from that loss. All right, let's simulate up to that Chicago game. So, beat the Rangers, which means we got 2 points on them. Beat Philadelphia, so I don't think Philadelphia could have caught us anyway, but let's check it out here once again. We are at 88 points. We're only 3 points now behind Pittsburgh and the New York Rangers for maybe a second or a third seed. We're at 88 points still. New Jersey's 3 points behind us. Montreal and Ottawa are still 4, so we still need to keep winning some games here, boys. There's still a chance that they could catch up to us, but let's continue to go here. Chicago, they're a tough team. Tough team. Come on, Bob. You're on fire right now. Give me a win here. 6-5 win over the Blackhawks. Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky is on the case. New Jersey. Oh, this is a big game here. This is a big game. Gets the Devils. Bobrovsky gets a 2-0 shutout. Bobrovsky is on the case. 3 games left. 2 against Dallas. 1 against Boston. And Boston's not really a great team, and Dallas is an okay team. They might be fighting for a playoff spot. But, oh my God, Bobrovsky turned it on as well. Bobrovsky turned it on late as well. We are at 92 points. We can pass you know what? If we can maybe possibly win out, we can maybe get a second or a third seed in this thing, and we don't have to play. Then we don't have to play, I think, the Florida Panthers in the first round. So, or Tampa Bay or one of those teams. But we have 92 points, which is 6 points ahead of the next highest wildcard team. So I think technically we can maybe lose out all 3 of these games and still make the playoffs. I don't think we're going to lose all 3 of these games. I think we just win. I think if we get at least 1 point out of these 3 games, I think we were in the playoffs. So keep going, Bobrovsky. You're on fire right now. I'm not going to switch you out. I think if we just get at least 1 point in these next 3 games, I think we can make the playoffs. A win here would clinch it, and a 6-0 win in convincing fashion. Sergei freaking Bobrovsky and Oscar Dansk. I have to. Oh my God, the goaltenders won it for me there. Goaltenders won it for me there. I would maybe see Henrik Sedin having something to do with it as well. Who knows? I'll definitely check out the stats after that. But man, oh man, what a comeback! And the Columbus Blue Jackets, after a good trade deadline, making the trade for Henrik Sedin, are going to be going into the playoffs for the first time in this GM mode. All right, so this day guy, top 5 guy, I'll take a look at him. All right, so just take a look at it again. We're in second place in the Metro. Okay, so you know what? Keep winning games here. We could have a good seed. We could have a good seed and go up against get a better seed and maybe get home ice advantage too. All right, so let's go here up against this game against the Boston Bruins. And come on, Bob, you're on fire right now, bud. 4-5 win. Yep, he's on fire. Look at this win streak Bobrovsky just went on. Bobrovsky went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game winning streak for Sergei Bobrovsky, and we're continuing to win games. Oh my God. Oh my good God. Last game here of the season against Boston, a 2-1 win. Bobrovsky finishes the year with a 7-game win streak, and Oscar Dansk won some games in there as well for us. So great job from our goaltending. Great job from our goal scoring as well. Looks like it started to light up at the end of the year. Look at the goals we were putting on teams. Like, go all the way back to the trade deadline. Like I said, 4 goals against Vancouver, 4 against Carolina, 1 there, 2 there, good goaltending effort, nothing there, 6 against Edmonton, 2 against San Jose, who was a good team, so that was a good game there. Nothing against Anaheim, don't worry about that. 2 again against another good game against San Jose, and then 5 against Detroit, 2 against Winnipeg, who was a fairly tough team. Nashville was a really good team, so I'm glad we actually got a overtime loss there against Nashville. And then beat the Rangers, beat the Flyers, beat Chicago, beat Jersey, beat Dallas, Boston, and then Dallas again. So great job from our offense putting up goals. Great job from our goaltenders and Sergei Bobrovsky and Oscar Dansk. And we are now in the second place in the Metropolitan Division, overpassing the New York Rangers, overpassing the Pittsburgh Penguins, going into the 2nd seed, boys. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm freaking talking about. All right, so let's do a big wrap up here. And we'll get ready for our playoffs. So, save percentage, Sergei Bobrovsky, number 1 in the league for both save percentage and goals against average. .933 save percentage and a goals against average of 1.99 on the season with 33 wins. Holy crap, Bob is on the case. So, thank God, but the former Flyer doing some good things for me. All right, so points. Are we up there for points? I don't think so. No, we're not going to be up there for points. Sidney Crosby led the league with 95. Giroux right behind him. Wins, not going to be up there. Bobrovsky was the best goaltender for save percentage and goals against, but did not lead the league in wins. 36 wins goes to Jonathan Quick, but still Bobrovsky had an amazing year. Goals, are we up there? Atkinson at 27, so he's not that far off. And assists, are we up there? No, we're not. Okay, and then like I said, that's how the Eastern Conference probably finished up, and that's how the Pacific and the Central Division finished up. So we'll simulate ahead. We'll take a look at the team stats after we know who our playoff opponent is. Let's see. I think everything's settled here. I think they might be deciding our opponents right now. I think it's going to be the New York Rangers, which it's going to be Columbus going up against the New York Rangers in round 1 of the playoffs. Okay, so let's take a look at the stats here. Take a look at team standings, how we ended the year as the 5th best team in the NHL. Holy crap. Columbus, after a big trade deadline, ends up being the 5th best team in the league. behind a bunch of Western Conference teams and Carolina. So good job, Columbus. Way to pull back this year. So goals for per game, 2.60. Not the greatest goals for per game. I mean, 2.6. It's decent, I guess. It's over 2.5. Looks like a lot of teams are scoring a lot of goals this year. So 2.6 was good enough for 14th in the league, so that's not bad. Goals against per game, we had the best goals against in the league, 2.12. With a defensive core like that, and it was definitely the goaltending though. Bobrovsky stood on his head, and Oscar Dansk actually started playing very well at the end of the year as well. So it could be our defensive forwards accounting for this as well. We're not really a goal scoring team. It looks like we're a very defensive minded team, but we do have those studs that can put a goal in every now and then. So defense and goaltending was definitely a big push at the end of the year. Power play percentage still wasn't the greatest, 14.4%, 22%. Maybe we can make some changes to that before the playoffs begin if we start fumbling. And then penalty kill turned it up at the end of the year as well, 85%, which is what I wanted to be over anyway. Maybe Henrik Sedin helped out the penalty kill. Who knows? Home, we were 22-17-2. Away, 24-13-4. In our last 10, 9-1 going into the playoffs. So look out for the Columbus Blue Jackets. All right, player stats for the season. Let's take a look at this. So I think when we got Henrik Sedin, he had 50-something points. So we're going to have to take a look at see how many points Sedin ended the year with. All right, so if we take a look at points here, so Patrick Kane, 72 points in 82 games, and Henrik Sedin had 70 points, ended the year with 70 points as well. So he probably got about, I don't know, maybe about 19 or 20 some points in 20 games. So he was probably around close to, if not like one, two or three behind, close to a point a game player when we picked him up. So 70 points to end the year for Henrik Sedin, not bad. Cody Hodgson, 48 points. Look at all the guys we had over 40 points. Holy crap, we had a lot of guys close to 50 points on our second line. So Kane and Sedin were definitely the two guys putting in work here. Hodgson with 48 points. That's a fairly good year for him, even with some first line time, some second line time, having him move around. It's his best season so far. Had a little bit more goals this year with a plus 17, not bad. Cam Atkinson, a great year for him, 48 points, around the same. He pretty much had the exact same season as last year. He had a much better plus minus. Almost had a 30 goal season for Atkinson, so that's not bad. Johansson, 48 points for him. Once again, around the same year last time as well. More goals for him. He was a 20 goal scorer. Jordan Eberle, not the greatest year for Jordan Eberle. I will say that. Barely got 20 goals. Barely got 30 assists. He was on the second line most of the year because Cam Atkinson was definitely performing more than him. Was a -3. And then Evgeny Kuznetsov, who got moved down to the third line, but he's been putting up fairly good seasons for us. This is his first year being plus. He's putting up 3 consistent years of 40-plus points. So Kuznetsov's doing not too bad. So Dubes put up 28. Obviously, he got worse. He's going to continue to get worse, but he's a good, solid third line for us now. Corey Tropp had one hell of a year, man. One hell of a year for him. 21 points on the fourth line. He had a 20-point season on the fourth line time. That's great for Corey Tropp. No penalty kill time for either of this guy, so all regulation goals for Corey Tropp, and he was a +1. Way to go. Not bad. I'm glad I decided to move him up to the NHL. Danny Cristo, 20 points, only 8 goals. So with a shooting category like that, Danny Cristo really didn't turn out to be the greatest asset for us. I don't know. It could be a tradable thing in the future. Who knows? Artem Anisimov had 19, Terrell had 19, and Como we decided to sit for the rest of the year on the bench. So that's what the offense looked like, plus minus. A lot of players still managed to go back into the plus. Cam Atkinson at a plus 25 this year. Kane, Hodgson, Sedin, Cristo, Anisimov, Dubinsky, who was minus. Eberle was -3, Como -7. That's obviously we set him the rest of the year, and still Ryan Johansson was a -10. Okay, that's what the offense looked like. Defensemen now. All right, so we had 3 guys close to 40 points for defensemen. Jack Johnson with 37, Danny DeKeyser with 35, Ryan Murray with 35 as well. Tim Erickson had 18. Calvin DeHaan had 10 points in 46 games for him, so not bad for sitting on the bench half of the year and still came in and did a decent job for us, putting up 10 points. Had any power play goals? 1 power play goal, and he managed to finish with a +5, so that's good for him. And then Alec Martinez, like I said, we decided to sit him for the year, and Patrick Seeloff with 104 penalty minutes, but we kind of expected that. And all our defensemen ended up being positive. Martinez, we know we sat him once Calvin DeHaan got better, but all of our defensemen finished plus players. So that's good. And then goaltending, there's nothing much I can say about this guy. His record was decent, but 64 games played for Sergei Bobrovsky, a goals against average of 1.99, save percentage of 93.26, 10 shutouts on the year. 10! 10! What, a third of the Bobrovsky's wins were shutouts. That's ridiculous. Bob, you are on the case this year. You had a great season. And Oscar Dance definitely helped out Bobrovsky at the end of the year, too, coming in every now and then and going on a little mini 4-game win streak as well, and putting in a couple wins here and there for 2.24 goals against average, 13 and 9. 92.67 save percentage, and 1 shutout for Oscar Dansk. So great year for the Columbus Blue Jackets. What a turnaround. I mean, we started out the year 0-10, and if we turned that around, we went 46, 20, and 6 pretty much to end the year. So not a bad season for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And now let's see if we can maybe make a deep playoff run. Our first round opponent is the New York Rangers. Springfield's doing just fine. Don't have to worry about them at all. So playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs are coming up next, boys. So round 1, going up against the New York Rangers, and that'll be coming up next. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe as always. And finally, I get to start some playoffs with the Columbus Blue Jackets against the New York Rangers. I'll see you guys next time.